So here's a wild story for you. We've got a massive influencer, Logan Paul, suing the very journalist he once went on the record to praise for exposing one of his own failed crypto projects. It is a bizarre tale that, believe it or not, starts with a compliment and ends with a huge federal lawsuit.
And right away, you see the central contradiction here. It's pretty stark. Just a year ago, Logan Paul was basically thanking CoffeeZilla for his work. Fast forward to today, and he's hired a team of 5 lawyers to sue him. So what on earth happened in between?
And this quote, this is where it all really starts. Those are Logan Paul's own words, describing the man he's now accusing of defamation. He called him thorough and good-hearted. Now, you're going to want to remember those 2 words because they become absolutely central to this whole story. Now, you'd probably assume this lawsuit is about CoffeeZilla's original investigation into the whole CryptoZoo project, right? I mean, that makes sense. But here's the twist. That's not it at all. The official reason is actually about something that happened much, much later.
Yeah, it's the big question, isn't it? If he's not suing over the original expose that uncovered all the problems with CryptoZoo, then what is the legal basis for a defamation claim? What's he actually mad about?
So get this. The lawsuit has nothing to do with that initial investigation. Nope. It's for 2 videos and a single tweet where CoffeeZilla argued that the victims of CryptoZoo deserved a full refund, not just a partial one. The specific claim is that CoffeeZilla's reporting on the refund process was defamatory, basically that he misrepresented the facts of Logan's buyback plan and made it sound like another scam.
And here's where the 2 sides really clash. Logan Paul offered this buyback program, but it only covered the NFTs, which, it turns out, was just a fraction of the total money people lost. CoffeeZilla, on the other hand, was pushing for a full refund for everyone involved, and that includes people who bought the Zoo tokens. This whole argument over full versus partial refunds is what Logan's lawyers claim is defamation.
Okay, so let's dig into the lawsuit itself, because once you start looking closely at the legal arguments, some pretty big questions start popping up about how strong this case really is. All right, quick legal lesson, because this is super important. For a public figure like Logan Paul to win a defamation lawsuit, it's not enough to say something was wrong. You have to prove something called actual malice. That means showing the journalist knew what they were saying was false, or they just acted with a reckless disregard for whether it was true or not. It's a really high bar to clear. And this is where we circle right back to the beginning. How exactly do you prove a journalist acted with malice when you yourself are on the record calling his work thorough and good-hearted? Logan Paul's own praise completely undermines the central legal pillar of his own lawsuit. It's a bit of a problem for his case. And believe me, the cracks in the case don't stop there. First off, Logan's team reportedly tried to get that video of him praising CoffeeZilla taken down from the internet. Then there's the whole issue of proving reputational harm when other articles were already questioning his crypto projects. And finally, financial damages? That's a really tough sell when your energy drink, Prime, is a global sensation and bigger than ever. So if the case itself seems this shaky, you kind of have to wonder, is there something else going on here? Well, according to CoffeeZilla, this lawsuit might just be a giant smokescreen for a second, totally different investigation that was heating up right before the lawsuit dropped. The timing here is, well, it's incredibly suspicious. This lawsuit didn't just appear out of nowhere. It was filed literally as CoffeeZilla was asking Logan Paul some very pointed questions about a different company he co-founded, one with its own set of very serious problems. And this timeline, wow, it really lays it all out. 6 days before the suit, CoffeeZilla drops a teaser video featuring Logan. Then, just 21 hours before the suit is filed, he texts Logan for a comment on this news story, giving him a 24-hour deadline to respond. And what happens? A mere 3 hours before that deadline is up, boom, the lawsuit is filed. Coincidence? Maybe, but that timing is striking. So what was this new investigation all about? A company called Liquid Marketplace, a platform Logan co-owned and promoted heavily. Well, the Ontario Securities Commission in Canada has accused the company of being a multi-layered fraud. We're talking about allegations that 3 of Logan's co-founders misappropriated millions of dollars. Now, to be clear, Logan Paul himself wasn't accused by the commission, but his close connection to the company definitely made him a prime target for a journalist's questions. So, all of this leads us to what CoffeeZilla and his supporters believe is really going on here, that this lawsuit isn't actually designed to be won in a courtroom. It's designed to serve a completely different purpose. And here's the harsh reality for an independent journalist. When you get sued by a multimillionaire, the financial battle is just overwhelming. A lot of journalists have something called media insurance for this exact situation. But CoffeeZilla's claim was reportedly denied. That left him to fund his entire legal defense out of his own pocket. His response? He literally had to start selling merch, t-shirts and hoodies, just to be able to pay his lawyers. And that's because the argument here is that this is a classic slap suit. That's a strategic lawsuit against public participation. The whole goal isn't actually to win in court. It's to use the legal system as a weapon, to intimidate, to financially drain, and ultimately to silence a critical voice. It's a tactic designed to stop a journalist from digging into uncomfortable stories by making the process itself the punishment. And that really leaves us with the final big question. Is this lawsuit genuinely about repairing a damaged reputation, like Logan Paul's team claims it is, or is it a calculated move to stop one investigation dead in its tracks and maybe send a powerful message to any other journalist who might think about asking tough questions in the future? It's a battle that goes way beyond crypto scams and right into the heart of press freedom and power.